Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next session of From Nothing, Lorna's story. You have just taken a long rest, which you can go ahead and click that long rest button.
Yeah.
You have 2 days until Martin Solus arrives at the Silver Express station, I believe.
Well, yes, I believe so.
Okay. Your time is your own. What do you do?
We've just woken up. It's morning. I'm gonna finish that fucking scroll because then we can sell them and buy the things we need to make sure we're ready for the plan.
Okay. So you're working on that final scroll.
Yes, at breakfast, basically.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your Arcana check.
At advantage because Anscombe's helping, right?
Yeah, he's helping you out.
Hooray! 25.
Okay. The next stage of this particular scroll goes smoothly. It's business as usual. Go ahead and roll one more.
Okay. 24.
This final spell scroll of Lorna's Guise of the Golem comes out complete, with no errors. Looks like a perfectly serviceable scroll. So you have 4 completed scrolls of Guise of the Golem.
Yes. Lorna would look to her party if they're, are they still
So, to
in
finish
one
the scroll
place?
took like over an hour, but
Sure.
for the most part, everyone's still around. I think Tier would be the only one who's like wandering about.
Sure. Lorna will look particularly at Norei and say, all right, I want to sell these to get hopefully enough to buy the things that we need to do to perform this job. But I think I might need you there to help me. Because this is my spell. It's not really a spell that's been tried and true by others. I'm trying to get it out there. And they might not pay me as much if I can't convince them to take it. Do you see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. We'll take it to Tincturas. They might buy it. If not, we can always try at the academy.
I can always cast it to sell it to them.
You could. Let's try selling the spell on its own merits off the scroll first.
Right.
I mean, you know better than anyone that a spell off a scroll is not the same as the spell you cast yourself.
Right. Okay. I should change my appearance if we're gonna go out.
Yeah, you should.
I have alter self. I was a Triton last night. What should I be now?
Why not a Triton again? Avoid questions.
That's fair. Okay. She'll be Lorna Triton.
Norei does not seem to take the bait of, like,
Oh.
an interesting alter self.
A fun
Yeah.
90s dress up montage with girls just want to have fun playing in the background.
Yeah, she just goes, no.
Mm.
Okay, so you're still at Cavies, but you're making your way out, and you are disguised as a Triton.
Mhm.
Roll me a D8.
Okay. 5.
One moment. I think that's a thing. Hold on.
No. We haven't even left the shop yet, or the tavern.
I do need you to roll me a D100.
Okay. 60.
60. As you and Norei are making your way out of Cavies, a dwarven man who looks extremely drunk, like, kind of walks up. He's like walking toward the stairs, but when they see you leaving, he kind of just meanders in front of you both and he says, "Hey,
Hey,
good morning.
good morning.
You two look like the sort who are skilled out in the wilds. Adventuring sort.
Astute observation.
You want to know what I did this morning?"
Sure.
And he just...
Lorna will humor him. She'll cross her arms and wait.
I drank everything out of an alchemy jug.
Oh my gods, are you okay?
Mmm.
Do you need to see someone?
I'm seeing who I see right now.
No, do you need medical attention? Isn't it 5 gallons of something?
It depends. So roll me an Arcana check.
Lorna knows what an alchemy jug is, but let's see if I know the details. 19.
19. So you know an alchemy jug well. It's a magical item that is capable of creating a quantity of a liquid, but it does depend on what the liquid is.
Uh-huh.
So if it's an acid, it only makes like a couple ounces. If it's a poison, it makes even less. If it's oil, it makes like a gallon. If it's water, it can make 5 gallons. If it's alcohol, like beer, it can make, I think it's half a gallon. And if it is mayonnaise, it's a quart.
Why would anyone need that much mayonnaise? Uh, can she just kind of look him over? Is he like in danger? I know he's a dwarf, but
Roll an insight check.
alcohol poisoning is a thing. Um, 16.
16. He's inebriated. You don't think
Uh-huh.
he's poisoned. You think he is just very drunk.
Very drunk,
You're
okay.
pretty sure what he drank from the alchemy jug was likely alcohol.
Yes.
You don't think it was mayonnaise or poison or is it acid. Roll me a medicine check.
Okay. 11. Not my strong point.
Dwarves are known to have a very hardy constitution, especially when it comes to alcohol. So he's smashed, but you don't think he's
Having a
in
great time.
danger.
Okay, maybe you should go to bed. I'm really proud of you for what you managed to accomplish.
You want to go to bed?
I think you should go to bed.
We should go to bed. That's a beautiful idea.
How about you meet me up there?
Right.
She'll pat him on the back and
Those
just
are
kind of
nice fish. And he
push
kind
him
of
up the stairs.
slowly begins to climb the steps.
She'll look
No,
at Ore. I'm a very nice fish.
Noré just kind of looks at you with that raised eyebrow look, and she says, "Okay,
Hopefully that's the weirdest thing we see today.
it's
A
a good
drunk
start."
person in a tavern.
Yep.
It's a little early for this, though.
Why an alchemy jug? And she begins to move on.
So much better uses for an alchemy jug.
Free alcohol is a thing, I guess. And you guys make your way out of the tavern. That is what happened. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We are out into Augur City proper. Okay, so you are heading to Tinctura's,
Yes.
the component and alchemy shop, just up a couple blocks, basically, in the Windstar district. As you make your way there, it's too far. It's not far enough for a random encounter. So you arrive. Great.
Hooray!
Behind the counter of Tinctura's, you see there is a woman who, well, you're proficient on Arcana. It's a dryad.
Oh.
The entire back wall of Tinctura's behind the counter looks like the front of an oak tree.
Does a self-employed, or employed at all dryad make any sense to Lorna? As far as she understands dryads, aren't they like whimsical,
Roll Arcana.
fae creatures? Having a 9 to 5 doesn't make sense to me. 11. Not great.
Doesn't make sense.
Weird. She's not going to obviously comment on that.
Okay.
Okay.
But the dryad is handling other customers, so you will probably need to find some time or like something to distract you until you're ready
Sure,
to do
she'll
so.
look around, see if anything interesting jumps out at her.
You see lots of potions. You see lots of ingredients. Some of them rarer than others. One moment. Let's see here. Go ahead and roll me a D100.
Okay. 99.
99. You spot something interesting.
Ooh.
Sitting on a shelf behind a glass, like a glass shielding, basically, it is labeled Riverine. You
Riverine.
know Riverine. It is a unique material that is made of magically pressurized and contained water from the water plane. It's
Ooh.
extremely hard, but unlike mithril or steel or iron, it can be convinced to move as water would, even though it is a solid. Things that can be made from it are very flexible. The finest, stealthiest armors are made of riverine. It also, when it is exposed to lightning magic, or electricity, period, it can react not explosively, but with force. So some weapons are made with riverine to take advantage of that.
Would you have to cast magic through it or imbue an electrical effect to a weapon that was made out of it?
It's something that you would do intentionally when you're making a weapon from it. You couldn't just hold a riverine weapon and zap it. Nothing would really happen.
Well, sure, but like, say I had a dagger made of one and I used like shocking grasp.
Oh, it would absolutely react through it.
And it wouldn't hurt me, hopefully. It would hurt who I was stabbing.
It would be assumed that the handle of the dagger would not also be riverine.
The person making it would be smart enough to know that.
Yeah.
I hope. That's cool.
It's a potent material and it's expensive for its weight. You see there, it's like several sheets of it, and it has this strange surface that looks like the surface of flowing water, but it's like looking at a metal sheet like
That's
that.
really cool. The literal reason I'm here is because I need money, but depending on how much I make with these
Sure.
little scrolls, maybe I could do something with that. It'd be cool to have a dagger made out of that for Lorna, because she's not really good with a dagger.
It's true.
So maybe one with a little more spark could be more effective.
As you're looking at all of these fancy little, basically, ingredients that some of them are as common as dirt, the dryad speaks up and says, "Can I help you?"
Oh, yes. Are you Tinctura?
No, I'm Nixie.
Oh, well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I just work here.
I hope it's a fun job.
It has its ups and downs.
Oh, what doesn't? I have, for your potential purchasing, some spell scrolls.
Oh. What kind of spell scrolls?
A very unique kind of spell scroll that, a fresh, new spell on the scene here. She'll pull out a scroll of. She'll pull out all of them, but unravel one so she can look
Sure.
at it. It's a spell of my own making.
Nixie looks at the spell scroll, and she says, "Oh, this is not just elementary level. This is a little bit more powerful."
Yes, 3rd level. At minimum, you can cast it at higher levels.
Let me talk to the boss. And Nixie, like, reaches down and opens a cabinet, and then she sets on the counter facing her is a mirror.
Ooh.
And Nixie says, "Hey." After a moment you hear, "What is it now?"
Mm-hmm.
Nixie says, "I have a customer with, it looks like some reasonably powerful spells? Spell scrolls. And then you hear, like, yes, show me it." And then she turns the mirror a little bit and she holds up the spell scroll.
Do I see the person in it, in the mirror?
You can kind of crane your head and look a little bit. You see it as a woman with very, like, raven black hair pulled into basically behind her head. You can't tell if it's like a ponytail or if it's just that short. Mm-hmm. But she's wearing a shitload of jewelry. She has like an amulet that it looks at a glance like a potent amulet. You recognize arcane sigils on the face of the amulet. As she's looking through the mirror, you see she leans forward, like she's holding the mirror closer to her face as she's reading the spell scroll. Okay. Right. Is the person who inscribed the scroll there?
Lorna will wave.
Nixie looks up at you and she says, "Yeah, she's waving." You see Tinctura seems to, like, make a gesture, and Nixie turns the mirror, and now you are face to mirror. with this woman.
Hello.
You are the scribe who
Yes.
crafted these spell scrolls?
That's right.
According to this, the spell is of 3rd level.
Mm-hmm.
It is transmutation
Mm-hmm.
and has a duration of... And she's, like, looking at the spell scroll. What is the duration of
Let
Guys
me
Real?
check, because I forgot. I think it's 10 minutes.
I think it is 10 minutes.
It is 10. 10 minutes.
What are you hoping to receive for these? And how many do you have?
I have 4. What does Lorna think? She knows magic spells better than I do. Like, how much would an average 3rd level spell scroll cost?
One
Or
moment.
does it vary by spell?
It varies by spell. Some spells...
Like, some are more useful than others.
Yes. So typically by store-bought, a 3rd level spell on average, like if you wanted to buy Fireball, it would be like 250 gold pieces.
Mhm.
Roll me a d8.
Okay. Because Lorna's going to try to reasonably suggest a price based on its utility, because it's not just a combat spell. 2.
2. Okay. Hold on. Also, please roll me a d100.
Okay. 95.
95. Okay. And lastly, just for what you know about costs, roll me a history check.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Okay. So it very much depends on the type of spell and who would all get a use out of it. So like Lightning Bolt or Fireball are around 200 gold pieces. A spell that's more utilitarian and useful to anyone, like Tiny Hut or Magic Circle, those are also 3rd level spells, but they'd be like 500 gold pieces each.
Right.
Whereas niche and less broadly useful spells, like Fast Friends... And
Is that a 3rd level spell?
It is. And
Oh my god.
yeah, and like Blink, they can be useful in very niche situations. They're only worth like 100 gold, and they're 3rd level. So, based on what you know, the fact that Guise of the Golem has utility in that it makes you a little hardier. It also gives you some offensive capabilities that you wouldn't normally have.
Especially for spellcasters. Less useful for marshals, but...
Yeah, it's kind of niche, but also kind of not. You think it would be more valuable than just a straight damage spell like Fireball, but less valuable than a all-around utility spell.
Right. Lorna is now thinking, as she's like mulling this over, how useful potentially. What is it? It's the one that destroys metal. Embrittlement. Instant embrittlement might have been really useful for a fucking alchemist to have, but damn. Because that could help them break down things. But it's fine. I'll think of that next time.
So, I'm going to ask you to price your spell based on what you know. You're going to offer Tinctura what you think it's worth.
More than 250 for straight damage, and 500 is more utility for this level.
Like 500 is like the top utility spells, like Fly or Tiny Hut, Magic Circle.
What about like 350? Does that feel reasonable for Lorna? Does she think that sounds reasonable?
Sure.
She'll look at Nore. I think that this spell, which is encroaching on the spellcaster market, would be worth about 350 gold pieces, easily.
Nore glances at you and then at the mirror, and she says, "It does also provide a utility most casters can't rely on, typically, so, you know, not just wizards would find use here." So roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Ooh, I brought her. Persuasion, advantage. 16. I rolled really badly. 1 and an 8. But 16 isn't bad.
Tinctura, like, it's clear she's considering what you said. And she says, "I have to be able to sell the spell. And I would consider selling it for 350. Reasonable. But I need to make a profit here." And she seems to be considering it. She says, will you take 200 for them?
250. There's 4 of them. Flat 1,000.
Tinctura seems to be considering it. Nixie, give 1,000 for the 4.
Yes.
You hear Nixie just smile and say, okay. And then Tinctura says, no, don't bother me again unless it's important, please. And Nixie like, yes, ma'am. And then she puts the mirror away. 1,000 gold. Right. Okay.
Just a little fist bump. Yes.
She like opens up each spell scroll and looks at them, and she like makes a small mark in the corner of each one.
Mm-hmm.
And then she reaches down into the drawer again. You hear the tingle of coin, and then in little like sheathed wax cylinders, she sets 10 rolls of 10 platinum.
Or just thank you very much. She'll put them in her bag of holding.
You're welcome, and thanks for the new merchandise.
Yeah. Oh well. You gotta get your name out there somehow.
Is there anything else that we can do for you here at Tincturas?
Yes. Obviously, you have spell scrolls. Do you happen to have invisibility on hand?
Oh, we had it yesterday. Let me... And she, like, goes to the...
Please, for the love of God.
She
The
goes...
plan hinges on this.
Yeah, she goes to the, like, they have, like, basically this... It's like a poster rack of scrolls.
Where they're all balled up.
Yeah. She, like, looks at the one that's for 2nd level. And as she's looking through it, she says, we have one left.
Yes.
It's the last one, but we have it. That will be 125 gold.
Sure.
She pulls the scroll out of the rack and sets it on the counter in front of you. Anything else?
I know you're more of a components shop. You don't have magic items, do you?
Not many, not often.
I mean, if you had a disguise on you, that'd be lovely, but I understand.
Oh, no, I'm afraid not.
That's okay.
I could forward you the market. They often have traders that come through, and they might have one.
There's another shop I'm aware of in town that I might have it, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for stopping by.
She'll wave.
Okay, so basically adds 875 gold to your inventory.
I did. She'll look at Nore. I was here last time. The Spellbound tomb. I did some work for them. I made spell scrolls for them, and I got my first amulet of protection. So I imagine. And maybe he'll remember. Oh, I'm a fucking Triton. She says in the middle of the street.
Nori, like,
I'm a fucking
are?
Triton. Shit. Well, I could have gotten a discount. Maybe he gave me a discount the first time because I mentioned somebody. It's fine. Let's give it a try.
Nori shrugs
Whatever.
and says,
Lead the
whatever.
way.
Go ahead. Do you
Yeah.
remember the shopkeeper?
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Spell. Can't spell. I have head through Castletown to Fog Rock, find the Spellbound Tomb, tell them old Carlisle sent me. Carlisle Trade Goods. I know his name is Carlisle. I don't remember what his fucking. Oh, wait. Tandy owns the. Yes. I think Tandy Carlisle is his name.
Okay. Good enough. You've earned a point of inspiration. Well done. All right, so you make your way across. It's not that close, so I need you to roll me a D100.
Okay. And I'm gonna say Cavi sent me because that helped me out last time, and I'll just pretend I'm a new customer. 38.
38. Okay. Hold on. Okay, with your passive perception, you're like walking through basically the plaza as you head over to the old district. And you spot a bear seated on one of the bench seats in the middle of the plaza, which seems a little weird. What is weirder is that the bear is wearing a frock coat.
Aw. He's just sitting there.
Yep. He's sitting on the bench. It seems like he's waiting for someone.
Is anybody else paying him any mind?
People have noticed him. It's a brown bear. So it's huge. People are kind of giving him a wide berth. And as you're watching him, you watch as he reaches into the pocket of his frock coat and he pulls out what looks like it's a small round, maybe it's a hardtack or a cracker or something, and he just begins to chew on it.
Okay, I'm getting a sense of intelligence in
Yeah.
this bear that is beyond trained animal. Uh, is Lorna, like, druids can turn into animals, but why would a druid turn into an animal to wear clothing? Is kind of a thought that occurs to Lorna.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a thing druids typically do.
And she knows polymorph, right? Like, it's a spell above her, but she's familiar
You've heard
with
of the
it.
spell. It's a famous one.
And she knows that turning into something by a polymorph gives you the intellect of the animal you turn into.
Yes.
So it's probably not a druid, and it's probably not a polymorph person. She's just curious. She's not going to say anything, but she's just mulling over, like, how? Is there any kind of magic she thinks that could turn someone into an animal, or give an animal intelligence for a long period of time?
Roll an Arcana.
She's just like, that's weird. I'm going to think about this for a little bit. 15.
There's a couple answers to this question. There are curses that will turn someone into an animal but maintain their mental facility. It's one favored by hags a lot.
Oh.
Or, if a creature was subjected to the spell Awaken, they would be given an intellect, just as they were a humanoid. Those are the ones that spring to mind. There might be another answer, but you don't know what it is.
I'd have to ask him, and she's not keen on doing that. He's just minding his own business. I'm sure he gets questions all the time. If this be a sentient bear, I'm sure these people are like,
You can roll an insight check if you want.
sure. Eating what, a biscuit, a cracker?
It looks
24.
like a piece of hardtack.
Oh, right. Rations, basically.
Yeah. With a 24, there's definitely he's not sitting with the posture you'd expect a bear typically would.
I would picture slouched.
Yeah, he's not. He's like sitting upright. He's
You have a little monocle.
no.
Aw, that'd be so cute.
It's clear he's like the hardtack is not comfortable for the shape of his mouth to eat.
Sure.
So he's just like
But it's better than like a full deer carcass
yes.
in the middle of the road.
You definitely catch there's a sign of intelligence about the bear, but you can't without some more investigation, you cannot tell if it was
I'm not going to ruin this distinguished gentleman's day by prying into his life.
Okay.
She's just like, bear, that's cool.
Sure.
She kind of catalogs like, what is the awaken? She's like, that sounds like an interesting spell. I wonder
Awaken.
if he feels that way. I wonder if he regrets being awakened, if that be the case.
You could try asking.
I'm not going to. She's pondering.
Fair enough. You continue on cataloging the sight of a bear that appears sentient and intelligent.
Maybe she'll ask Cabby, like, is there like a bear in town that you're just familiar with? Like, is he a local? Have we heard of this?
and
He
you-
new in town.
You continue on to the Spellbound Tomb, one of the established magic shops in Augur City. It is also busy. It seems like this time of day is, well, everything appears to be busy right now. There are customers and townsfolk milling about between place to place, and as you approach the Spellbound Tomb, you catch there is a sign in the window, 20% discount, all Circle students.
Circle students.
Yes.
I thought the circle was Parisian based.
It is. You could ask about it.
I'm gonna. And I
Okay.
can lie. I'm a circle student. They probably have IDs. Shit. Okay, well, I'll go in anyways.
Okay. All right. The Spellbound Tomb is... It's laid out differently than Tinctura's. Instead of all these shelves that are closely packed next to each other with ingredients, the Spellbound Tomb is more about having these display cases with the magic items, and they are all magic items. The smell of ozone and just power is dense in here. Some of the magic items look you immediately recognize as just wondrous items. Strange little trinkets that probably do something, but they just look like a knick-knack that is from somebody's mantle.
Which is funny. A throwback to when I was in Shore Watch, I bought that weird taxidermied, like, duo mink thing.
Yes.
And I named them Nick and Knack.
I remember this.
I need to check in on them and see if, like, because you said that, or the person who sold me the trinket said that they sneak out sometimes to take things. I wonder if they've, like, brought anything back and, like, dropped it into my bag.
That's a good question.
I'm gonna check someday, but Nick and Knack.
Today is
I
not
remember
that day.
them.
Okay.
Do I see Tandy the dwarf?
It's busy in here, but with your passive investigation and a little bit of patience, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna wait for him to be available.
It doesn't take long, as he has lots of other staff that are out milling with people, and he approaches you. Hello?
Hello.
Welcome to the Spellbound Tomb. How can I help you?
Cabby sent me. He said that I could get some business from you. Are you Tandy?
I am. Welcome to my shop. How can I help you?
I would love it if you had a hat of disguise.
A hat of disguise. That, well, you know your items. That's not the rarest, but one of quite utility.
That's exactly why I'd like it.
Tandy leads you over towards one of the display cases along the side of the shop, and you see that there are a number of headwear within this display case, and you see a hat of disguise labeled.
Fantastic.
Sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
It costs 350 gold pieces.
I'm hoping to get that down because I mentioned Cabby.
As you have asked about it, Tandy approaches the display case and he says, "Will that do the trick for you?"
That would do just fine.
Right. You said Cavi sent you. Did he?
Sure did.
Mention anything are you? I'm sorry. Are you a student? Are you?
Well, I am a student of the arcane. If I saw your circle promotion outside, I'm from Saris, but I'm not particularly from the circle.
Okay, right. Well, the listed price is 350 gold pieces. For the sake of an old friend, I'd be willing to shave that to 330, if that's better.
That sounds lovely.
Perfect! And he, quickly unlocks the case and pulls the hat of disguise out. Right. Will there be any other business for you?
She knows Skulna said that the wyvern poison would cost 75 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
But I have 500 in my pocket.
Okay.
She'll look at Tanny and be like, "Well, do you have anything interesting?"
I have
that
lots
a spellcaster
of things.
might. I mean, I have a whole group that we could all benefit from something interesting.
Okay.
Just a random roll.
He kind of scratches at his beard. Your group, what sort of things would you find interesting? Are we talking weapons, armor?
Weapons. Armor might be a little out of my price range, unless you have it for spellcaster specifically.
Best I can do is Elven Chain. We do have a suit of that laying around.
Mechanically, what would that put me up to?
Elven Chain...
12 plus dex?
No. Elven Chain is magical medium armor. That you don't have to be proficient.
Become proficient.
Yeah.
Yes.
Its base AC, I think, is 14, but you get to add an additional +1, so it's 15. And then you can get an add max 2 from your dex. So it's basically mage armor, but the bottom is 15 instead of 13.
You get a +1 bonus to AC while you wear this armor. It would just be a +1.
Right. However, its base armor is 14. So +1 is 15 plus your dex.
That's really good, but it would nullify my special little mage hand, and I don't want that.
Right.
What would be the point of it then?
Mage armor would not work if you're wearing Elven Chain.
Right. So I'm gonna keep my it makes more sense for me to get the Elven Chain, but I'm gonna keep my hand functional.
He begins like walking you through the store, and he says, "There we have the Eyes of Charming, if you're familiar with those. They are lenses that allow you to charm person, creature that's close enough to you. Let's see, what else?
I do have that spell in my repertoire already.
Right, but with this, the advantage is you would not have to actually cast the spell.
It's true.
The eyes would do it yourself. We have a couple of figurines that allow you to, well, they turn into the creature of their summons. And he walks you by that case, and you see there is a raven, a dog, and what is this? A horse. They basically are they are literally what I've described. The statuette can become the subject, and they usually have different abilities.
Lorna pats her little sneakweem belt and knows that he can turn into a dog, a raven, or a horse at a time.
Yeah.
So she's less interested.
Right. Okay. Well, on we go. There's a periapt of health.
Is it attunement?
No. It means you're immune to disease.
How about she thinks back to the literal scuffle outside the Arcanium like 2 days ago, where they were primarily using poison against her. Do you have anything that could help with poison?
Poison.
Preferably not attunement, but
well,
I know that kind of makes it more difficult.
Well, you did say you didn't want armor. So that does put a bit of a damper.
Would that make it not attunement?
What do you mean?
Like if it was armor, I can do armor. Light armor for me specifically, if it doesn't take an attunement slot as opposed to an item.
Indeed, but you did mention that your mage armor would not work with.
I'm willing to compromise on that.
I see.
It has more effect than just armor, then I think it's worth it.
Right. Well, we have a ring of resistances. We have a few of them, and I believe poison is one of them. But they would require attunement.
Can't do it.
Well, the issue is, once you start combating the elements at their true nature, items require binding with the soul. So, there is also a belt of dwarven kind. That would grant you resistance.
Does Lorna know that would give her a beard?
It doesn't necessarily.
Okay, because that would be an absolute no.
It gives you a beard if you're capable of growing one.
I've just updated Lorna's character art. I'm not adding a beard to it. Is that attunement?
So let me tell you what it does. A belt of dwarven kind increases your constitution score by 2. It gives you advantage on charisma checks made to interact with dwarves. You have advantage on saving throws against poison and resistance against poison damage. Dark vision increased by 60 feet. Read, speak, and write dwarvish. And it does require attunement.
That's a sick belt, though. Oh, man. Son of a bitch. I could give it to Lilith.
It is a bit pricier than the other things you've looked at already. 1,200 gold for that belt.
Oh, well, it's great item. Out of my price range currently.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Not of it. Well,
We do have scrolls of resistance, if that would help. Give you energy resistance against poison.
sure. I just never, you know, poison's one of those things that you never know precisely when it's going to happen, so it's hard to prepare yourself for it.
Right.
I don't always plan on being ganked with a poison dagger, but when it happens, I don't think to expend my spell scroll, you know. Is that something I could put in my book?
So it's actually a scroll of protection from poison. It's like, as he pulls it out, it's not a wizard spell. It is a natural magic-based spell. So you could cast it. It's second level. But if you wanted that spell to function like in your book, you would have to make a spell that did it.
That's fine. I appreciate you looking.
Well, it's 75 gold if you like this.
A scroll?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I mean, it's hard not to have it in your back pocket.
Requires an action to cast. I'm sure you're familiar. And he holds out a scroll of protection from poison.
Sure, I'll take it. 75 flat?
75 gold.
No wiggle room? Still ask?
Frankly, these scrolls don't sell well. I have quite a stock, so... He's like
She'll
considering...
bat her eyes charmingly.
Roll persuasion.
Yeah. 11. If only I had that dwarven belt on and had advantage.
Tandy like scratches his chin and he's like, he doesn't even seem to notice you batting your eyes. He's like kind of humming it over.
Not
and he's
his
like,
type. I'm a fish.
I do need to get rid of 60 gold.
Thank you very much, Tandy.
I'd be willing to give you a deal if you bought a batch. 3 of them for 150.
3 of them at 150?
Yeah. So
am I
each one would be 50
am I
gold.
mathing wrong? Okay, yeah, I was mathing wrong. Okay.
Good. I was worried they would just rot on the shelf. And he pulls 2 more spell scrolls of protection from poison off. And 150 gold. You have 3 spell scrolls, 3 hours worth of resistance to poison and neutralization of poisons.
Let me make sure I add that because I know I'll forget if I don't.
The way the spell works, you touch a creature. If it's poisoned, you neutralize the poison. If more than one poison afflicts the target, you neutralize one poison that you know is present, or you neutralize one at random. For the duration, the target has advantage on saving throws against being poisoned and resistance to poison damage. Are you off to be fighting spiders soon?
Oh, you never know.
It's true.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Always a pleasure to have more customers. If there's anything else I can do here for you with the Spellbound Tomb, just let me know.
I will, thank you.
And Tandy waddles off to go help other customers.
She'll hand one of the scrolls to Nore.
The fuck am I gonna do with this?
I don't know. If you're gonna get stabbed, use it.
Okay. And she puts it away.
You won't get poisoned.
That's fair. You never really consider poison until you're already poisoned.
That's true. She will head back to the to Cabby's.
Okay. This whole escapade took less than an hour. So
Nice.
As you get back, you do still see the bear in the middle of the plaza, by the way. As you make your way back to the tavern, Cavi looks up and he says, "Ah, you're enjoying a saltier outlook on life."
Yeah, I thought I'd try something new with my hair.
Uh-huh. Well, can I get you breakfast?
Sure. I mean, lunch.
Or lunch?
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, lunch. Lunch sounds good.
Okay, so as lunch is prepared, Cavi is kind of paying attention to your group as you guys are talking and milling about. When he gets a moment of quiet, he says, Lorna, can I talk to you for a moment?
Of course.
It's just subtle, you know, quiet conversation.
She'll.
Step behind the bar real quick.
Yeah, okay. She'll.
As soon as you do, you get the sensation of that weird muffling effect that you discovered before upstairs. And he says, right, so, I had a customer ask me some questions. They
Yes.
weren't concerning about who you are specifically. But I think maybe one of your conversations about killing somebody maybe was overheard by somebody.
What? We only
You...
talked about that in our room.
Did you?
Did I?
Because I had a concerned fisherman's wife ask about... Okay, let
I
me ask
remember
you this. Are
was
you...
the fisherman I was having a gambling match with?
I don't know.
I
That's
don't
not my
remember
problem.
talking about murder.
Okay, let me ask you this. Are you planning on offing an individual in the next few days?
She'll. No.
Okay. Can I ask you to please refrain from talking about that outside of your room?
I really don't think we did. Like, can Lorna make a history check that pen is too stupid to remember? Like, I feel like I only talked about it in the room. Can I think of
Roll a
a moment
history
where
check.
that conversation might have happened? Someone
Roll a history.
snitching? Uh, I rolled really good. 24.
You're pretty sure most of the time you've talked about this was in your room, and then you realize maybe you did mention something on your way to your room before you got in your room while you were in the halls heading up to your room.
Is this on the first night?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Kevin,
Cabby,
whatever
please.
happens, Cabby, whatever happens in the next couple of days, if something were to happen, we're leaving town immediately.
Okay, that's good news. What I'm concerned about, look, whoever it is that's getting offed, I don't care. It's not my business. I'm sure they deserved it. It's whatever. What I'm concerned about is the guards trailing, uh, you know, a trail, literally trailing a trail back here.
I
So
understand. A fisherman's wife?
I think I might have said too much about that. I
Do you have like
can't.
a home address?
No, I'm not going to tell you who it was that was concerned. Because clearly
They,
you're
I mean,
capable
I
of
can
offing
make sure they're
somebody
not concerned anymore
by
by
not
having a
existing. Right.
conversation. No, it's just by talking.
No.
Right. I appreciate you letting me know that your discretion is far better than mine.
I don't. Okay. Thank you. You're right. Um, Look, just tell your friends to be careful what they talk about outside of the room.
Mm-hmm. I promise. I will do that.
He nods, he smiles, he says, Good. Now, back to making lunch. And he retreats into the kitchen.
Shucks. Lorna's like, that wasn't me. It must have been somebody else.
You could
She'll
ask
go
him.
back to her group. Yeah, she's gonna go back to her group and be like, room.
Okay. Hanscom just stands up. Wait, you mean all of us?
Yes. Oh, she'll give him a look. Yes, everyone, please.
All right. And Tia kicks the chair back, and the group follows you up to the room.
When we get there and the door is shut,
Yeah.
All right, so Cavendish Cabby said that somebody is a little concerned because they overheard somebody talking about potentially killing someone in the next few days.
Everyone blinks. uh,
So, what do y'all think of that?
there's like everyone's like looking between each other, and Henscom's like, I mean, I haven't really talked to anyone about anything. And then Nore like bumps Tier on the leg, and Tier's like, "What? Oh, come on!"
Laura's just waiting.
Nore already yelled at me about this, alright?
Oh, really?
Oh, I can't wait for this. Yeah.
I'm just curious what happened.
I couldn't remember when or I asked Nore what time we were supposed to work on the hit. And I might have said it where there were other people around. And she told me I was an idiot and I didn't catch it for what it was.
Well, I'm glad that she made sure you were aware. It's fine. I mean, what can we do, right?
We could find the person that heard and
I already tried that. I already asked Cavendish who asked. He wouldn't tell me, so.
Oh, damn.
I know. So, well, my plan was we do the thing and then we leave. So we're going to have all of our stuff on us when we do it. And then we're just going to get the fuck out of Augur City.
Alright.
Keep heading north.
Yeah, we don't want to be hot. That was the plan, is, you know, no trail for
No
the guards to
lingering.
follow back. Right. So, I may have let my guard down because I figured, you know, we were just doing this right quick. So, it's my mistake. I apologize.
I just am a little surprised.
Look, maybe when I get a few in me, I get a little bit more loose lip than I might like.
Can I insight check him? I just want to get a vibe. Like, this isn't like him. Like, he's been the one when Lorna and him are together and doing something. He's the one who kind of guides her through how to handle things, like, subtly or skillfully or...
Yeah, roll an insight check.
This is weird. Am I going to use my inspiration on this? That's a natural one. This feels important. Yeah, I'm going to use my inspiration. Fuck it.
Okay.
Come on. Ugh, dirty 20. That's a lot better.
This is out of character for Tyr. He's not the one who would make a slip like this. And as you think about it and you, like, try and read his face, you suspect he doesn't look embarrassed. He's covering for someone.
Can I look at Norei? Does this, like, story seem to be like it's... Because Norei was there when it happened, and she apparently scolded him. Does she... I mean, she's a fucking bard, so it's gonna be a little difficult.
Nore is hard to read. I'm gonna need another insight check to get Nore.
27. Whew. That's pretty good.
You needed to beat a 24. Nore is looking at Tier as this conversation is happening, and when she glances back to you, you catch hesitation. Like, she's embarrassed. Like, she feels bad that he's covering for her.
He said something. Okay, well, she's going to make sure that she doesn't give away that she's noticed something.
Okay.
If I have to roll, I will, but...
Yeah, you're gonna need to roll a deception. But as you're talking, like, Tier's like, look, we all know we have to just keep it quiet. we've been cooped up in this room for days. You know,
Mhm.
lots of alcohol's been flowing. Oh, I made a mistake. My
I
bad.
get it. I understand. And deception. Oh my god, natural one. Fuck. 12.
Tiern, you notice Tier notices something,
Mhm.
but he seems relieved that we're dropping the conversation.
Yeah.
So then after that, Lilith says, "So what the fuck? Are we?
What the- Oh,
Can we
we
go
have 2
eat
more
now?"
days. Yes, of course. Here, she'll pull out the hat of disguise and give it to Anscombe.
Oh, hey. He just puts it on. So,
Dashing.
what do I? Just anything?
It can change your physical appearance. It doesn't like she's still her Triton. Or it took an hour. Never mind, she's not her Triton anymore.
Okay.
Like if you're shorter, you'll look shorter, but the actual you will still be there.
Right.
So if you like if if you look shorter, but you like there's like an overhanging like a curtain or something, it'll brush your actual head.
Oh.
So be mindful of your surroundings, or don't turn into someone shorter, because
Okay.
that's less to account
That's
for,
easy
I
enough.
suppose.
Anscombe turns into a 5'5" Illarad.
I told you not to turn into things shorter.
He looks at you
Well, I guess
and in a
you
bad
could have fun.
Illarad impression, he says, "You should always remember what your height is by advantage or disadvantage. That would be tactical."
The Lilith laugh.
Lilith is laughing as soon as that happens.
I like how you show like he's a Goliath, so
Yeah.
Illirad's not short. Like he did it on purpose.
Yeah, he
To be a
he
tiny
made
Illarad.
himself shorter, yeah. So it's like, it's very, the image of someone who knows Illarad well, it's ridiculous. Let us get lunch, for never should we
Lunch.
fight on empty stomach. And
You're
and Anscamarad marches out the door.
Anscamarad? Lorna's gonna catch Tier's eye as everyone's leaving, and make it clear she wants him to stay.
All right. Everyone else has made their way out, and Tier leans against the wall next to the door, and he's like,
She bumps the door closed with her hip and crosses her arms.
"Yeah."
What's really going on? Talk to me.
All right. Our first night here, where you and Anscombe were really just drilling the paperwork really hard. Norre, Lilith, and I were trying to pass the time. Lilith was up here. So me and Norre were basically being... we were running down getting drinks and trying to find the most ridiculous drink we could. But we had to test them. And then we brought them up for Lilith to drink, and that part was great. An unfortunate side effect of delving deep into Cavi's bar is we drank a lot of things that were really quite potent. And, firstly, I'm sorry I lied. Norre got really wasted, and she was trying to make a song as we were going upstairs, and while we were out on the main floor, and in front of Cavi. And some of the lyrics might have mentioned that a big bad wizard was gonna get shanked.
Well, at least something like that where a drunk person is singing is more easily brushed aside than
Right.
a regular conversation.
The thing is, she got really drunk, and she restored herself after we got all these drinks upstairs, and she realized what she said and also who she'd
Mhm.
said it in front of. And she asked me to not tell anyone because she said it would upset her reputation. Which, I mean, we all know Nori kind of has this image of a badass who keeps everything tied down nice and tight, but when she gets
It's
drunk,
true.
boy, that is not the case.
So she was worried about how the rest of the group would feel that she made a mistake.
Yeah, I think so.
Insight. Is he lying again?
Go
There
ahead
was a
and
little
answer.
bit of a lull. God damn it, Lorna. 11.
He's not lying, but you don't think it's the entire truth.
She'll, before he continues, she'll be like, Tear, please.
All right. She also was maybe a little upset because we'd filled the round before that happened,
Mm-hmm.
and she blamed the alcohol for that, and then she felt bad because it was clear that I mean, that stung a little bit because, I mean, I'm all for a good time. We got a little intimate. She got really drunk. We were messing with Lilith. She spilled some beans in front of customers at Cavies, and she made me promise not to tell anyone.
Why do you think she'd want to keep that a secret? I mean, minus the mistake.
Just, you know, like, we were both pretty inebriated at the time.
Mm-hmm.
She said it wasn't like that she regretted it, but it wasn't a decision that she made when she was thinking with a clear head. And she, well, neither was I, to be honest. So, I mean, there's always been a little bit of chemistry. We, you know, poked fun at each other
Noticed.
all the time. But it's not the sort of thing that if you want it to be serious, which is what she said, we're a part of an adventuring team. So if there's going to be a relationship, it should be one founded on trust and honesty, not drunk nonsense and deceptions. So she said, maybe if this is something we want to pursue, we can in our own time, not when we're hiding in a tavern when there's assassins after us before we kill a man. And she had a good point about that, so I agreed to keep it quiet until maybe we decided to pursue it for realsies. If
Are
that's
you
something we decided to do.
interested in that?
I mean, Nora's beautiful,
True.
but she's fucking stubborn.
Also true.
To be honest with you, I don't know. I have to think about it. I like her. But I also don't know if she's quite comfortable with the flexible affections. I knew
Right.
you weren't.
I know we were literally just talking about Nore,
Mm-hmm.
but it kind of brings up a point that I feel like I need to make anyways. I miss you. I feel like when I had that conversation with you in the Druid Sanctuary, and I said we needed to like end some of the interactions we were having because I was considering Anscombe seriously. I feel like I put some distance between us after that, but I went too far. I don't feel like I've connected with you in a long time.
Okay.
Do you feel that way? Such as me? Like I went to an extreme in disentangling our intimacy?
I think you're looking at too black and white.
Maybe I am.
just okay. I understand what you're saying. You felt like you overcompensated a little bit as you were trying to like. You didn't want Ainscom to think that there was anything here, because then it will be, a problem. But once you told me that's what you wanted, I realised maybe my cup of tea is a little odd to everyone else. Once I saw that what you wanted was platonic, that's what it was to me. And intimacy is just a way of showing affection. I don't want you to think that we can't be friends just because we won't touch each other's nethers anymore. I'm always around.
Yeah.
You can count on me to be your friend always, and to talk to you whenever you need it. I hope that you'll always count on Anscombe for the more lascivious of your needs. He certainly seems to be enthusiastic about that part.
That is an important component of it, yeah. I guess what I'm trying to say is, obviously I love you. You're my best friend.
Yeah, I love you too, you fucking nitwit.
And she'll just hug him.
He hugs you back instantly. Like,
And this is still okay. I still want this.
and that's fine. You don't have to apologize to anyone for that.
I just feel like it's been a while where I wasn't being true to myself.
He hugs you a little tighter. I missed you too.
And I don't want you to lie to me. I know you were doing it for Nori's sake.
I'm really bad at it. I'm really bad at it. I'm not
You're always
surprised you saw
calling me a
through it
bad
right
liar.
quick. Right, but a bad liar can spot a bad liar. Like,
I guess.
this is not in my skill set. She had to know that I was going to botch that up right away.
Yeah. Well, I think she was probably hoping it just, no one would say anything. Or
That
no
it
one had
wouldn't come up.
overheard.
Right. I mean,
And I'm not mad at her. Mistakes happen. I make them all the fucking time.
I'm not going to say anything here because I'll get in trouble.
You don't need to. I get it. The important thing here in this group is that we trust each other.
You're right.
I don't care if anyone makes a mistake or anyone looks stupid. I'll still kill for them.
Guys, I want to ask, if me and Nora do decide to spend a bit more time together, a bit more, closer when moments arise, I don't want that to hurt you. I realise, our affections for each other are platonic, but I understand that we also have emotions and they are flawed. So I don't want you to be hurt just because you see me spending time with her.
I don't have a monopoly on your affection. I know as a worshipper of Tinder, you have a lot to give.
It's just... That's actually an important quality of a follower of Tinder, by the way. The ability to separate what is actually important from what is just physical.
Mm-hmm. I know you can do that.
Right.
You're an exemplary follower.
Thank you kindly. Look, also, if you just want to talk about this sort of thing, just talk.
Yeah.
We okay?
We're okay. And obviously I think Nori's gonna be like, hey, what the fuck? After this. Or I know she probably knows that. I don't know if she talks to you about what we talked about. Be honest.
Alright. I will.
And that she can talk to me.
I think it's
Always.
more she's worried about the party thinking she, like everyone, Skolna most. Skolna, fuck, is terrifying. Mostly her thinking that Nora's incompetent or a fool.
I would literally never think that.
Me neither. I mean,
She just needs to be reassured of that then.
but as confident, as strong as she can be, there's definitely a vulnerable side to her. So,
Whether she likes it or not.
all right. If it comes up, I'll talk to her about it, and I'll be honest. If it doesn't come up, I'm not saying shit, but I imagine it will come up.
It's fine. I appreciate it.
Right. So now, what? All we have to do is kill time before the killing time.
Killing people. Yes. Kill time before killing time. Perfect.
Right. Let's go get lunch. And Tierre opens the door, and then does the mock gesture for you to leave first.
She'll do an exaggerated curtsy and head out as well.
Right, proper you are, he says way too loud outside the door. You see the rest of your group is around the table as a big, it's a big flat-bottom pot set in the middle of the table, and they are ladling out stew to everybody.
Yum.
Yeah. You eat lunch? Hold on. Cavi, how did you do? Not bad. 7 temporary hit points to everybody.
Nice. While they're eating, Lorna is going to expend a 3rd level spell slot to cast Sending to Zurich.
To Zurich?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You reach out to Zurich, the Physiker of Farum. Okay. What do you say?
It's not even going to be 25 words. It's going to be, Zurich, it's Lorna. Checking in on the liar I commissioned in Augur City for 2 more days, then headed north.
Lorna. It is, nearly finished. I expect 3 more days for the finish to dry, and then I will galder it to you.
Galder it?
Roll
Is that what
Arcana.
you said?
Yes.
Yeah. 14.
14. Galder, refers to Galder's Courier, which is a magical teleportation of an object a distance.
Okay, so it doesn't if we leave Augur City, it's not
it's going to go to
it's
you
going to be hard
wherever you are.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. Well, she figures he doesn't need another sending to be like, okay. She's like, man, I wish it came here sooner. I could give it to Nora then, and maybe she'd know that there's no problems. But I'll give it to her in 3 days.
Roll me an insight check.
Okay. 23.
You see, as you and Tia return to the table and everyone is ladling out lunch, and you finish casting the sending spell, you catch Nore's eyes, looking at you and then looking at Tia. And Tia does this gesture where he's basically hand across the throat, don't cut it out, don't worry about it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Nore squints at him and then puts an enormous spoon of stew in her mouth, but just keeps looking at him, and Tia just shrugs. You catch that interaction, that insight check.
Mm-hmm.
This stew is truly delicious.
Are you going to be like that all day?
Yes.
Great.
He
made some mistakes.
Yeah. Loeth is smiling the whole time, and she leans back and she says, "If you knew the guy, this would be so much funnier."
I
Holy
kind
shit.
of know the guy. The important point of note, he turned into, his visual is shorter than he is.
Yeah.
So the soup is going.
It's going into his forehead, yeah.
I never even thought to consider that just a hat of disguise or disguise self you would need to and if you're gonna be eating in front of somebody, you need to make sure that the mouth
it looks
is
real
where your
weird.
mouth is.
It looks like
That's
he's pouring stew on his head, but it's vanishing.
That's a good it's a good point of note that if the hat of disguise is used, you need to account for that.
He takes another bite. Yes, very tactical.
Mm-hmm. Very tactically says pork soup on his head.
Yes, literally.
What an image. I have no plans until the hit, so.
Okay.
Oh, she'll give Skolna 75 gold pieces to get that wyvern poison.
Okay. Wyvern nods and she says, I'll get it tonight.
Wyvern?
Skolna nods and says, I'll get it tonight.
Yes, got it. Great. The pieces are coming together.
The dice have been in your favor for this. Okay. We kind of fast forward then a little bit. The next 2 days pass by quietly. Skolna does go and retrieve a vial of wyvern venom. It is thick and black, and it looks akin to crude oil. It's really just a hideous looking substance.
Ew.
Yeah. As the time approaches, as the basically the schedule for the tram nears, you guys are winding down your time in Augur City. Is there anything you wish to do before this next phase?
I think I did everything I needed to do.
Okay, you have the scroll for invisibility.
I would have transcribed it. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I would have gotten the scroll into my spell book.
Okay, yes.
So that would be 200 more gold pieces.
Yes. How much gold are you left after this venture?
Jesus. I had 1,000 gold pieces. I have 167.
Yeah, it all goes.
Good God, good thing I didn't buy anything special at the Spellbound Tomb.
Yeah, like that Riverine.
Yeah. Could I have afforded it?
No.
I don't even know how much. Yeah, okay.
You could have afforded a very small quantity of it, basically.
Yeah. Probably not enough to make a dagger, though.
It's 100 gold a square foot, so...
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway.
Invisibility, learn, and make... Let me actually put it in my prepared spells.
Go ahead.
That would be embarrassing. What do I not need?
As you're, like, sitting around breakfast here, says, Silence is ready to go.
Great. That's what I'm forgetting something for right now. I need to be... Ultra Self is concentration, so she's gonna roll up to the train station looking like somebody else.
Okay.
And it'll drop when she casts invisibility on Skolna, but she'll be in position tucked away at that point, so it should be fine. She's going to forget Burning Blood for today and learn invisibility. Okay, I'm ready. All right.
Okay. Anscombe has decided, and he showed it to you the previous night, the disguise is that his hat of disguise dresses him up as basically a native of Farum, like a fisherman, wearing full like overalls and fishing waders and stuff. The sort of person who looks like they're in Augur City to fish the river. A very common sight. Very plain-faced, very, like, to describe this man would be difficult.
Yeah, he's just so unimpressive.
Yeah,
just
very
some guy. Like, what is that guy's name from What We Do in the Shadows? Colin Robinson.
Yeah, basically.
Just a boring guy.
And you guys are going to make your way to the tram station.
Yup. You're gonna gank this mofo.
Okay. You know the tram is scheduled to arrive at 4 in the afternoon. As Noray's previous explorations dealt. So you leave. Let's go ahead and get the map going, because... Let me see here. There might be an encounter on the way.
Is that bear still there?
No.
Hopefully whatever he was waiting for happened in the past 2 days.
No, the bear is not still there. Just 2 days sitting on a bench.
Oh, I would feel so sad if he was still there.
He's not still there. Okay, roll me a D100, please.
Okay. 42.
Your passage to the Silver Express tram station, Jesus, is quiet and uneventful. The city is busy. The afternoon, it's a weekday in the afternoon. Everyone is out working, and just it's an industrious city. Occasionally, your group gets called by vendors for their wares, but no one pays you any real mind. You make your way to the express station. So, here we are. As the time approaches for the tram to arrive, you notice that as the tram is going to come into the station, you need to purchase a ticket to be on that side of the tram. And there is a guard standing near, like, the door with a halberd, and he, like, as you're approaching, he just says, "Tickets?"
Yeah, she'll get. I'm sure Skolna can get by without having to pay, but she'll get the other 5 people in the group tickets.
Uh,
Unless it's obvious Skolna is waiting to get a ticket too. I just assume she'd be able to find her way through.
Skolna, I mean, she probably can. Yeah. You don't even know where she is.
Yeah, I don't even don't even pause to think about it. You're missing Lilith on this screen, by the way.
Thank you for reminding me. I don't know how.
And Lilith doesn't have disguise magic, so she'll hopefully has a hood up or something like that. Just
she's wearing
super obvious.
a extremely broad rimmed, like, horseman's hat,
Nice.
where it's, like, flat, and it, like, basically it reaches out past her shoulders. The sort of hat that you would expect to see, like, a rail worker to be wearing. And she just, like...
She doesn't have horns, so it's probably not, not causing any
No,
problems.
she does not.
If she's wearing a long enough coat, you wouldn't really even be able to tell immediately that she was a tiefling.
Yeah, you can't really tell. She
good.
just looks like a woman who is similar in height to Nore. As you guys are approaching, you do see there is a ticket stand nearby. You see that the available locations, Quarterstone, and then it, like, lists a number of small stations along the way. The cheapest one is 10 gold.
That's the one. Oh, Jesus, really? God damn it.
Really?
Yeah.
You're doing it this way. You're going to have to pay for it.
She'll spend 50 and shake down her party members for their share. Or if they're willing to spend the 10 gold.
Yeah, everyone is willing to pay for their own ticket.
Great.
You are asked for names for the ticket.
She's hoping everyone else lies, but she'll say that her name is Lily Halitheth.
Okay. When you receive your ticket, it's like a simple piece of square paper that has your destination on it, and then stamped into the bottom, Lily space Halitheth. Everyone comes up with some bullshit name. Anscombe's name apparently is Mark Walrus.
What? I was hoping it'd be Gus.
Why Gus?
Because their first mission together, where she accidentally blew their cover when she said Gus, he was like, "What?"
Yeah, no, he names himself
Mark
Walrus.
I love it.
Tier calls himself Pickle, and
oh, so no one's trying.
No one is trying at all.
I'm the only one who tried.
Yeah. Do you comment anything?
No, she just, like, when she notices or hears them, she just sighs, but of course she's not going to say anything.
Nore calls herself Beatrix.
At least that's a name.
Yeah. And Lilith tells the person her name is Ace.
Okay. That's also a name. She just looks at Tier with squinted eyes.
Don't look at Pickle like that. So as soon as you get in the tram station, like, Nore quietly points out the locations for all of you. And it is busy in here, so I'm going to need a couple things. Firstly, I need a performance check from you. So basically just to avoid people being like, why are you standing in this stall? Like, just look like you're here.
Yeah, she's gonna be, like, it's like, it was next to, like, the whistling trinket, so she's gonna be looking at those.
Yeah.
Performance. Oh, damn it, Lorna. 7. Super good job, Lorna.
Okay. You look a
I
little
just look like a
awkward.
weirdo. Yeah.
If there's a
Maybe I'm just an
situation,
awkward person.
if there is a situation, someone might be paying attention to you.
That's fine. My deception is better than my performance.
Yep. Uh, Skolna, like, appears near one of the fucking racks that you're looking through. She, like, just nods and says, "You ready?"
Lorna just nods.
She seems to fade into the shadows again.
Mhm.
Uh, Tier looks like he's taken a seat on a bench, as someone waiting for a tram would likely do.
Mhm.
You see Lilith is, like, standing near one of the vendors who are selling cigarettes, and she's
Yeah,
just
that tracks. She's probably
trying.
actually buying
She is
cigarettes.
actually buying cigarettes, but she's taking her sweet time doing
So
it.
natural.
Tier does eventually go over to that clothes store
Mhm.
where he can hide amongst them when he casts silence, but for the most part, everyone seems to be doing a decent job of looking like they're here waiting for a tram and not here to be suspicious.
And I'm sure Lorna's like having difficulty pinpointing Anscombe because he's just such a boring looking guy.
Yeah, when you do finally find him, he's just standing around near the platform. Like,
Mhm.
he looks like
I'm
someone,
pretty sure that's Anscombe.
like he's standing among a bunch of other people, and he
Uh-huh.
literally blends in profoundly well.
Fantastic.
It looks like Anscombe has some experience being a regular fucking guy.
Yeah, out of the whole group, he's probably the most normal guy here.
Okay, roll me a D100, please.
Okay.
28.
28.
The normal calls for tickets pass by. Uh, a security, like a conductor, basically looks like one of the security engineers, is like walking up and down the platform asking people for their tickets. You are asked for your ticket.
You're
It
provided.
He stamps it and then he hands it back to you. I think the only ones who don't get their tickets stamped are Tier and Skolna. Skolna because no one knows where she is,
Uh-huh.
and Tier because he rolled a good performance.
Mhm.
So we pass on and we move on, and then the Silver Express begins to pull into the station. Now, this art doesn't represent it, but unfortunately, no one else has come up with a train that rides on sand and earth. So,
Can't believe it.
can't believe it either. But the tram
Nonsense.
does pull in. And as it does, it glides into place, and the the conductor basically shouts, "Stand back for departures!" Just everyone, like, does back up a bit as the doors open. And this is the
Okay.
moment.
Mm-hmm.
As people are departing, you need to identify.
She told everybody what the guy looks like too.
Okay.
But I have his description, like so they're aware of who we're looking for
Yeah.
and
So
don't get confused.
blonde hair, goatee and beard.
Graying at the a little bit.
Yep. Older, a bit of an older guy, and likely a mage.
Yeah. Isn't wearing armor. Probably has an amulet, but it might not be visible.
As time passes,
And he's a human. That's also important note.
yes, he is a human. Okay. You're not waiting long.
Mhm.
I need you to roll an investigation check, and I need Tier to roll an investigation check. Tier will go first.
Come on, buddy.
He rolled a natural 20.
Good. Good job.
Okay.
Investigation is. Oh my god! This is like the 5th natural one this session. God damn it.
Okay.
God fucking damn it.
Well, you,
Luckily,
like,
one of us is on top of this.
as the moment occurs, people are milling out of the train one at a time, like, and the crowd is spreading, and you begin to get a little concerned because there's just so many fucking people. Like, you're pretty confident you're gonna miss this guy just because there's
Uh-huh.
so many people.
But she realizes as long as Skolna knows where this guy is, it doesn't matter. So she's going to, hopefully Skolna is within sight because I need to cast invisibility on her.
As that happens, and suddenly, Tier drops the silence.
Mm.
It's no one seems to notice right away.
Mm-hmm.
None of the crowd like panics or anything, because suddenly being in a silence it's not immediately noticeable, except like you don't hear anything. So you see some people are like rubbing at their ears, looking around a little confused.
Do I see
Skolna
Skolna?
like taps you on the shoulder.
Instantly invisible.
She vanishes from view. Well, I don't actually have to do that. As she darts forward, you see this individual stepping out of the
Oh, he's
tram.
kind of cute.
Okay.
I regret. He
Uh,
must live now.
I'm going to need your party to roll initiative for the sakes of this surprise round.
Okay.
And as that happens, this guy gets a perception check to tell if something weird is happening, because it is silent.
Lorna, you useless sack of shit. I rolled a for my initiative roll.
Okay. He rolled a 10, so
Yeah.
he doesn't understand like that he's under attack. He doesn't realize that.
Hopefully he'll never understand that he was under attack, and he'll just.
So
die
this is the
immediately.
order of the surprise round. Skolna rolled so bad. Holy shit. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay. Norre is technically up first. She's going to hold her action. She's basically she doesn't want to be seen or noticed by the guards as
Right, she's not
part
gonna
of
make like a
this.
move or run or anything like that because that'd be stupid.
Tier started this off by casting silence. He's concentrating on that. He will hold an action in case he needs to move in, but he's not going to.
Otherwise,
Unless
he should
has to.
stay put.
Lilith also is holding an action. Anscombe moves up, looking just like a normal guy heading
Like he's
toward
gonna
the
get on the
doors.
train.
But you see his right hand is down by his waist, but it's open, as if
Yeah,
the
he's
sword's
gonna
about
summon
to
that
appear.
weapon.
He's holding his action to attack. Skolna, now it's her turn. She is gonna shank
crit,
the
right?
fuck. It depends.
The prize round.
She's not an assassin.
I know.
It's an advantage. It is not a guaranteed crit.
Okay.
Let me make sure I have the damage right here. Okay, she makes her attack at advantage. Let's see how she does. It is with a dagger that has been coated in wyvern venom. She specifically does not use the Frostbrand rapier because she doesn't want to have a big cumbersome weapon out.
Yeah, and it would put out non-magic light.
Yeah. She just rolled a natural 20 on her first roll.
I'm
not
Do it
even-
again, just in case.
I'm not
Do it
even.
again just in case.
All right.
Just for fun.
The second roll was a 9.
Okay. Well,
but
I love Skolna.
I don't think there's a chance. Okay. Let me look up the damage for wyvern venom because I don't remember off the top of my head. But it's crit, so it's 1,000,000. He's
Poor
gonna have
guy
to make
shouldn't
a
have fucked
Constitution
with
saving
vigor.
throw. 76 poison damage. Okay,
That
so
would kill me like 3 times.
7d6, not 76.
Oh, okay.
Okay, she makes the dagger attack.
That's
It's-
just the poison?
Yeah, the poison's 7d6.
Oh
The
my God.
damage of this, yeah, it's insane. The fact that she just crit makes it crazier. Okay, so a d4 plus 5. Okay, 3 damage plus 5 is 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 damage base, remember that. Here's the sneak attack damage. 3d6 plus 18. I'm just going to roll it on the thing. Okay. So it's 9 plus 18 is 27. So we're at 39.
Okay.
And then the wyvern venom, which is 76 plus 42.
Uh-huh.
If he con saves, I don't actually know if he can survive even if he con saves. Okay. So 23 plus 42 is 65. 65 plus, what was it, 39?
Yes.
65 plus 39. Okay. First and foremost, I'm going to make his con save against the poison, because it might be less than 65. No, it's not. He rolled a 13. So he fails.
Poor guy.
Skolna appears.
And as soon as she does, Lorna casts, as soon as the stab is administered and she sees Skullnut, she's invisible again.
You're
Like
next
a
in the order,
flicker of
so
purple.
yeah. So here's what happens. Skolna reveals herself as the dagger slides in underneath this man's neck.
Ugh. Oh, and she'll say, I commend the soul to Vicar.
Okay, you say that?
Yes. As
Uh,
soon as she sees it happen.
yeah, the guy, he's like looking at you see he's confused by the silence. He recognizes he's in a silence because he's a caster. And he immediately like is reaching for his book, and as he's looking around, suddenly and there's nothing left. He just slumps to the ground. In that moment, you cast invisibility as you say, I commend this soul to Vicar.
Yes.
Skolna withdraws the blade and then is gone. Mm-hmm. You see Anscombe, like...
She's like, oh, okay.
He, like, looks at the body that slumps to the ground. No one has even registered this has happened yet.
Yep. He should just get on the train like he was supposed to and walk through it.
He does. He walks on the train. The train, like, so as Anscombe gets on the train, it is mostly people trying to leave. He, like, climbs up the incoming stairs as people are leaving. You watch as the body of Martin slumps down and basically falls on the ground in front of the tram. But there's so many people and it's so dense that it's not clear to everyone exactly what happened, except the people that are coming
out.
Yeah, some people coming down the stairs, like one of them looks down and they say something, but they're still in a silence. So they say something and then they like look around and they look at this guy and they kneel down, and like the next guy comes out and like scoots past them, and then the next guy comes out and like you see like a conversation tries to happen, nothing is happening. And then you see Anscombe looking like himself emerge out the far side of the tram and just is immediately going to the gate to leave.
Lorna leaves. Like, hoping everyone got the idea. We're leaving.
Roll me a D100, please.
Okay. Hopefully a tear drops that silence soon. 95.
95. You do not hear the sounds of panic as you are making your way out of the station. You see your comrades appearing one by one out the far side of the station, the same door that Anscombe went through, and you all kind of gather a block away when Tier basically, like, you finally hear the silence drop, and it just sounds like more conversation got a little louder from inside the train station.
What the fuck is going on here? He just has like one puncture wound.
It's not even obvious. It's just he fell down basically and is not moving. Skolna does not make herself appear. You're still concentrating on visibility, I'm sure.
Yes, she wouldn't drop it until Skolna was like, "Hey."
Yeah. So Tier, as you all gather, Tier says, "That couldn't have gone much better, could it?" All right. Now we keep moving.
Yep. Just keep walking.
Okay. You're outside. It takes 10 minutes of your walking toward the Fool's Porch when suddenly you finally hear bing, 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 bing. The
like a crime
alarm
occurred.
bells. Yeah. The alarm bells come
just
from
a
above
medical
the station.
emergency.
Yeah. It took so much longer. Like, you're basically outside of the gates when it finally happens. And as that happens, you hear like your whole party just
Yeah. So if anyone sees us now, as they're like leaving Augur City. We're not even anywhere near that place.
Like, there's like this whole wave of adrenaline that just passes through you and your entire party. You just got away with murder.
Yeah. Lorna will look at Skull and say, "Fantastic work."
She just nods as you make your way northward, away from Augur City, following the road. That is where we're going to end the session.
Mhm.
And that is where you level up.
We're obviously gonna take a second level in Warlock. Because those invocations, bro.
Yep. Well done. And well executed. The plan went according
Literally.
to plan. Literally.
Executed the shit out of that guy.
I hope you had a good time, and to those of you
Sure
who are
did.
and to those of you who are watching or listening from work or home or whatever, hi Pen, hi Emily, hi class. We love you
All
all.
the people.
Yeah, everybody. We love you all. And I wish you a good night.